Welcome to the Two Dudes Talk Music YouTube channel. I am the Reverend Raff.
We did it. We made it.
Because when a band's name starts being everywhere, it can be very easy to go like, okay, like.
Just because I know what it's like to feel left out and to feel like people are weird or mean to you, and so I never want to be that person. And I want.
This here is my good friend Kyle, aka the BeerBuddy.
Big opportunity. You guys must be stoked you're on the first day too, because you can just sort of shoot. Yeah, you can just relax.
Brian was sitting down with his our longtime friend and his former bandmate Meegs from Cold Chamber, and they were having coffee, and Brian was.
When those questions go, those hearty chuckles.
You know what that laughter says to me is like, people y'all don't even know what's coming. People just are gonna be minds are gonna be blown by that.
No, it will be a fucking banger.
What is going on, everybody? I am the Reverend Raff, joined once again by my good friend Kyle, aka the BeerBuddy.
What's going on, everybody?
We are the two dudes who talk music, and we are back today with another podcast episode for you guys. We are talking to bands. We got Nowherefest is coming up.
It is.
That's going to be awesome. So we're talking to another band from that today. But before we get in there, Nowherefest, June 14th is coming up. Amore events in West End, featuring a ton of incredible bands. Dark Law, Antonomasia, Bong Coffin, Oceans and Omens, T-Rex Autopsy, Plague Dweller, and a ton more bands. It's like $40 for the whole day. It's like something like 12 or 13 hours of music non-stop. It's going to be a great show. Make sure you get down there. I'm going to be down, getting around, doing interviews, talking to people, hanging out, because it's right before my birthday, so that'll be a fun old day. In addition to that, if you're new here, hello.
Hi.
We drop several videos every week, usually 6 videos a week, sometimes more if we get extra interviews and stuff. We do reactions, the podcast. We got Rockin' Around the World that comes out. We got a Quick Question Quarter and Get in the Bin on the weekend, so it's a very regular schedule. We do also have a Patreon as well. So if you're into our content and you want to help support us a little bit, help improve the quality of stuff on the channel, it's only a couple of bucks a month. Very much appreciated if you could consider that. But if not, we totally, completely understand. But you get everything like early and ad-free over there, basically, is where all that's at. We also are going to be out at Thrashville, taking place on the Central Coast. Kyle's going to be out at that one soon. That's coming up in July, I think.
Yeah, June 28th.
Oh, June 28th. Okay, so
we
just
need
a
to
couple
talk
of weeks.
about that. Yeah, because you sent me a date last night for the live stream. That was June 28th.
Oh, yes. Was it? Okay, cool. Yes. We will talk about that one shortly. But we do also have our mid-year live stream coming up soon. So keep an eye out for details coming around that one as well. Oh, mate. How's things?
Good. Yeah, excited to get out of this Thrashville thing. Really excited to actually go check that out. Can't wait to see all the bands at Mudrat, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's looking like a good one, man. Like there's lots of stuff going on. It's very busy time of year. The weather's a bit cooler, so it's a bit easier to get out and about.
Yeah.
I can actually dress a bit more alternative and wear like my outwear. I normally don't get a chance to do that up here because it's just too fucking hot. So I usually just have to go with the cutoff.
True.
But yeah, no, it's all right, man. It's all right. And how's the neck feeling lately? Neck's feeling good,
man. It's good. I'm back. I'm pretty much
back?
back. Yeah, I'm back. I'm pretty much back, man. That's
amazing.
Just need to get this lifting thing sorted where I can pick up a bit heavier stuff so I can get my ass back to my JOB.
Yep. Yeah. The big JOB.
Yep. Need that back. Need to get back into it. But yeah, other than that, how have you been?
Getting there. Yeah, it's coming along. I'm just trying to really baby it at the moment. Make sure I'm keeping it strapped, when I'm working especially, and trying to keep it strapped a bit when I'm sleeping too. The fact that it's cooler means that the strap isn't like, when I've got it strapped, I'm not having to worry about it overheating or getting, anything that was
sweaty and mucky and rashy
and gross and everything. Yep. So just trying to keep on top of that, man, but otherwise, like, just been playing a lot of, watching a lot of wrestling, playing a lot of video games, man. That's
you gotten into the new Doom yet?
Yeah, I had a bit of a tipple with it, bit of a play around with it. I haven't gotten too far in just yet, but it's interesting.
And it's a bit slower than the last two.
Yes and no. I guess like the fact that you've got like a block parry kind of mechanic is interesting, which is something you didn't really have before.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen quite a few different takes on it. I haven't really played enough to offer too much of an opinion. I've enjoyed what I've played so far, though. It's very, even on the normal difficulty, I've found it pretty intense combat-wise. So
good.
That's a lot of fun. But no, I've been putting a lot of hours into the Oblivion remake as well. I'm about 55 hours into that, and I'm only sort of just getting around to the main quest now.
Yeah, okay.
So that's,
You're doing all the side stuff. So
doing
doing all the side stuff.
Well, it scales, you know what I mean? So it gets
okay.
but
min-maxing.
But no, I don't know. After I've done with that, I'm getting the hankering to go back and play Skyrim again. So I might even just try and play Skyrim with a shitload of mods to increase the graphical upgrades on it and stuff like that. But
yeah, why not?
I don't know. We'll see.
They'll probably just re-release it.
Yeah, mate. Well, look, hey, if they've done the Oblivion remaster, maybe they'll have a Skyrim remaster on the way as well. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, look, we've mentioned a little earlier, Nowherefest is coming up June 14th. We got a guest today that is playing at the show. We have a band called Glora. They're sort of relaunching, I guess, if you want to put it that way. They had a bit of a previous lineup before, have a couple of singles out, but they've had some shuffles and some reshaping on things. They used to go by a different name, and so Glora is a new name for them, and they're just sort of essentially relaunching with things. So they've got they've got a new EP coming up soon, which is awesome, and yeah, can't wait to get out to Nowherefest and see what these guys are bringing live, because I have a feeling it's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to dive into our chat right now with Jake and Brock from Glora. Big welcome to Jake and Brock from Glora, Brisbane black metal band playing at Nowherefest coming up real soon, and I can't wait. I'm going to be down there for that one, so make sure you say hi. And I think they're setting me up in a room for doing in-person interviews with a bunch of shit, so
yeah, it's
gonna be rad to catch you guys in person and say hi. But for those who may not know who you are, what's the elevator pitch for Glora? What should people, expect if they're going to check you guys out?
I don't know. We're just loud and yell at people.
Yeah, it's extreme metal project. Don't really know how to put too much of a genre to it. I think it's not black metal enough to be called straight up black metal, but it's also not death metal enough to be death metal. So melodic black metal, bit of melodic death metal, extreme metal,
bit of proggy shit in there as well.
Yeah.
Nice bit of everything. Nice fusion of a few different of the more extreme subgenres.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say, I was listening, Forsaken really struck me, especially that intro. It's very, haunting kind of intro on that one. I'm really liking what I've heard from you guys, so I'm super, super keen to see you live. Just for a bit of background, when did the band come together? How did that kind of start? Just what's the progression been like with that?
Funny, actually, both Brock and I have joined the band, so we weren't in it at the start.
The OG members.
Okay.
I joined it just before COVID kicked off. But then, they were just they were under a different name then, actually. As Dance Macabre, I think. And then I don't know, when did Brock join? About a year ago?
Yeah, I joined, I think April 2024, so a bit over a year now.
Yeah.
And I think the original vocalist, Chris, left. When did he leave? That would have been early 2023, because you guys were without a vocalist for quite a while.
For a long time.
Okay. Yeah, and as far as I know, I think the band started 2017. I actually found out that someone has, I found out yesterday that someone's uploaded a page of us onto that metal encyclopedia, and they actually have a decent bit of info on us. I'm like, someo's been doing some detective work around Brisbane.
What?
That's cool.
Yeah. Awesome. I was like, damn, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. I mean, we do a series on the channel called Rockin' Around the World, and we actually there's a map interface that pulls the data from that metal encyclopedia, and it just puts pins down for everywhere there's metal bands, basically. and
right.
we hit a randomizer and find like a random metal band from a country that we've not checked out before, and like, dude, so it's a nice little database to be on with that, you know.
Yeah, cool.
Someone else doing it for you. That's pretty.
But
nice.
yeah, someone else doing it. That's pretty cool. Is that how you know you've made it?
Yeah, well, you need a Wikipedia next.
Yeah, that's right.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
The whole backstory. There's not much backstory.
We decided to start playing.
So was the name change, is that something that stemmed from, like, to your knowledge, just like the changing lineup, or like was it a different direction previously?
Yeah, I think it was both actually. Like a bit of a because we changed it after I joined. But yeah, it was probably more so like the sound difference, really.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was definitely used to be more of like a raw sort of death metal, black metal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's, I don't know, we just sort of just went in on it and just tried to clean it up a lot. And so just figured fucking change the name, sort of almost start fresh, you know, and then do that.
Yeah, from what I heard before, it was, I think it was pretty black metal from what I heard before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you went full refresh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, nice. No, never a bad thing to do.
Nah, it's worked out really well, I think.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like if you've got some lineup changes and stuff like that, it's a good opportunity to sort of to hit that refresh and decide, you know, do you want to continue under the same thing? Do you want to shift it? You know, because I mean, and I guess it depends as well on how everything was like agreed previously. Because I know band agreements are something that is a lot of people kind of don't really think too much about at you know, at sort of at this level of the game, but realistically they can save a lot of hassle and a lot of pain in the ass, even if they're just basic, like, you know, who gets to own what if someone leaves, like, you know, who came, because I mean, I had, you know, basically band that I was in for a couple of years, we kind of set all that up at the start, and it was like a grunge band trio sort of thing, and you know, we basically kind of decided, all right, if, you know, it's just the three of us, like if one of us leaves, the other guys, if they want to continue doing stuff, that's cool, but like it's not called this. You know?
Yeah, makes sense.
And you know, it was just, you know, different. Everyone's going to have a different opinion on how to set it up, but I think that's why they're important to a degree.
Yeah, the inner workings of a band are like, it's a funny thing, eh? Like so much more complicated than you'd ever believe.
That's it. People on the outside don't get it. They just don't get it.
It's the most non-sexual erotic relationship you'll ever be in with a bunch of blokes. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, you make music together. I mean, that's you know, like you're bearing your soul at some points in some of these songs and stuff like that, and you're doing that together as a cohesive unit. So it becomes its own organism once the ball gets rolling properly.
Yeah,
100%.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's just what a lot of people kind of don't. So I mean, look, and I guess it's some people, once they get to a certain level, they're able to treat it just like a business. Like I know there's situations of like certain members in larger bands that are just, no, we don't really like each other, but we just do the music because it's a business, it's a job, right? Yeah, and you're like, okay, but like, cool. I you know, for most of us, that's not really the option, you know.
It's a weird way to be.
I mean, yeah, it's. I guess once you've made your money, it's a little easier to treat it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Well, that's when you're borderline stage, you're like a session musician. You're just writing all the stuff. You just know the right people that you need to get in to do the job properly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's much more like a job then.
Yeah. So back to the stuff. So because I was looking online, I couldn't find anything released later than 2003. So is there new stuff in the works? Like what's?
Well, we'll have to send it to you. We've actually just finished and got back the mix and masters for our new EP. So
exciting!
Yeah, we'll have to send it your way to have a listen.
Is that all going to be available for at Nowherefest?
I think unfortunately it won't be, but we will be playing the whole EP
playing the whole thing.
full.
Okay.
for the set. So if you're there, you get to hear the whole thing live, start to finish too. It's it's going to be literally intro straight through the last track, and then we're going to play a couple of the older songs. But we literally only just got the masters back probably, what was it, maybe 3 days ago, something like that. And we're just finalising album art. So I don't think it'll be completely ready for release by the show, but you'll definitely get to hear it.
Yeah.
I'll throw. Would you mind me throwing out a suggestion for you?
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, I'm going to assume that you already have this going on, that you're going to record the whole thing on cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. That way, as soon as the EP drops, you just sync everything up, and you've got a couple of sneaky little videos to come out with it too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got a cameraman sorted for the show. It's going to come around. We're going to focus pretty much on video. So
good.
That should be sweet.
Good.
Hell yeah! And how are you guys feeling about it? Like, I'm guessing you guys are pretty happy with how it's all sounding.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys know Kalen Austin. He's the producer who did I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but he's incredible. Like, you hear the quality of the EP, and it's just absolutely insane compared to a lot of the
local guys.
It's definitely worth the money. And then I can't remember the name of the mastering guy we got, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty well known, and the master just really glued it all together and made it sound so good. So really keen to get it out there.
Yeah,
nice. Is there an expectation around a release date for that, or you're not really sure yet?
Not yet. I think there's still a couple of sort of throwing around a few ideas.
Yeah, we just want to make sure we do it right. We've spent so much time and effort on it. It's like, it's not really something we just want to put out straight away and then it flop. Like, really want to make sure we get it playlisted as much as we can. Make sure the marketing's good. Make sure we got good promo. Hoping maybe, I think we're hoping for maybe like earliest July, but it's definitely going to be out by the last few months of the year. Like, I can't see it getting released in November or something.
Nice.
So I'd say next 3 months.
Yeah, good.
Sick. That'll be good though. Like, it's always there's two best things about being in a band is the playing live, and getting those songs back, hearing them in there, like sounding the best that they're going to sound, just in there, like it's beautiful.
I remember we used to get them back, and you get it back and you'd all have to cram into someone's car because it was the only way you were going to listen to it properly, because so whoever had the best stereo system in their car, you'd all cram into that and then just sit there and just the goosebumps had happened, and you'd all be sitting there staring at each other, and it's bad.
Yeah, we did that recently.
Especially when, like, you play these songs for like however fucking long before you record them, and then you just get fucking sick of them.
Oh yeah.
And then when you hear the finalized like master back, it's like, okay.
That was a struggle for me recently. We've been practicing so much, and we've had no gigs upcoming. And I was just getting to the point I was just losing the passion for these songs really hard. And then as soon as we got the masters back and I took a little break from practice, I was like, man, I really do love this. Like, I'm so keen to be able to finally play it live. And you hear that final product, you're just like, wow, that was all worth it.
Did you run into that thing where you had all the sort of songs ready, and then you went into the production and stuff like that, and a lot of things got changed, and it felt like the songs were really different by the time you got them back, so it really freshened things up?
100%. Yeah. Especially where I wasn't actually, I wasn't there for when the guys recorded guitar and drums. I know they definitely did change a few things here and there, but vocals changed a lot during the production process.
I think they were the biggest changes, weren't they?
Yeah. We didn't plan to do any cleans, and then we've got a cleans section in every song.
I could imagine no plans, and then the producer just turns around and is like, "Can you sing
it?" Yeah,
and it sounds so good. Like it literally.
Good on ya.
I can't 110% better than the original song with the cleans. I was like, wow, I'm so glad that we just kind of were like, yeah, fuck it, let's give it a go. It turned out so good.
That producer is worth their weight in gold.
Yeah. And you got to trust them.
And that's
absolutely.
They do it. It's their fucking job.
Yeah.
That's where the value comes from, though. And I mean, as nice as it is to be able to, do a lot of tracking and recording in-house and stuff like that, if you don't have someone in the band that can think like a producer, or even if you do, it's still nice to get that sort of outside opinion. But the producer mindset it's a different beast entirely.
Definitely.
And it's tricky. It really, really is. I mean, you can be, even if you can switch into it, if you're recording your own stuff, it's easy to be too close to it, and to be too precious about it. And if you're spending money on a producer, like especially if it's a reasonable amount, something that hurts a little bit,
it's got to sting a little bit.
It has to sting enough to make you go, all right, well, we're paying all this money for this guy. Let's at least give some consideration to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I mean, ultimately, whoever you're hiring or whoever you're working with for it, like they are working for you. But it's important to understand where their knowledge comes from, and that was one of the things I learned. Like I was fortunate enough in 2012 to go and record with Logan Mader. Like the band I was in, we went over to LA, recorded with Logan Mader, did an EP there with him in his studio.
Awesome.
And like even he was like, there was a couple of moments when things got a bit tense, and even he was like, look, what's going on? Like I know that I am who I am, but like I work for you, like I'm working for you guys, right? Like I don't want you guys to feel like because I've done this that you can't say no to one of my suggestions, or if you are unhappy with me, you can't tell me. Like I work for you. And that really was a bit of an eye-opening moment for me, because I'm like, fucking like not in an egotistical way, but like he's deferring to us because like it's our stuff. Like we know what we're going for. If his job is to help us get there, and he can make suggestions and thoughts, and there's some stuff he suggested while we were working with him, that we were like, okay, we try this way or that way, and take a different approach to it. One bit where he's just like, you need more happening there on the guitar, right? So it's like, okay, what do we do? Come up with something, come up with an idea to put it on there. And then that became like, it was such a little thing, but it became an essential part of the song. And now then the song feels like kind of to our ears felt naked without it afterwards. So I get you. I 100%, the producers are such an essential part of the process. And I mean, it's one of the reasons I love behind the scenes stuff from like a really good behind the scenes documentary with a band about their retirement in the studio is great. Like one of my favorites is the one that the special edition of Sacrament by Lamb of God. The fucking the recording doco that comes with that is insane. Like what you see them working on and the way you see them approaching it and the headbutting with the producer and the interplay there and everything about it is like, it's a great example of how the process can work. So I love that shit. Like I love seeing that shit, and I love going through that, and like, but okay, so EP you guys are saying, so is it like what, 5-6 tracks? What are we looking at with that EP?
It's 4, I think.
4 tracks. Okay. 4, one of them's an intro, so 3 full songs, and then you've just got your intro track as well. But they're quite different songs. They're all
they'll got something different in them.
I would say they're all vastly different to each other.
Well, I'm really interested to see where these singing parts are going to come into play. If it's going to be it's good, because it sounds like it's going to be like a completely different band again.
Yeah,
pretty much. I would say it's completely different from both the last 2 singles.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I'm good though. You got to keep it fresh.
I'm excited. I really am. Like from like granted, I know that sort of there's your vocals aren't on the 2 singles that are kind of out there, but I'm digging what I'm hearing from those, and I'm excited to see how that's evolved and how that's changed, right? So
well, it's actually, I would say it's quite a big difference. I actually caught up with the old vocalist yesterday. We actually we did a I don't even know if you know Jake, because
I know, I spoke to him last night.
Oh, cool. No, we did a little Redux cover with both of us of the song Paralyzed, one of our singles.
Hell yeah. That's really nice.
Yeah, really cool. And we're going to make a little video out of it and post that
100%.
sometime soon. So that should be cool. I've actually got to mix that up tonight for us. But yeah, it's very different. He has a very different at first, because I'm the kind of vocalist that, especially if I'm doing a cover or I really try to emulate the other vocalist. And I remember when these guys heard my vocals for the first time, they were like, "Oh, he's really similar to Chris." But then you actually jump in the studio with Chris, we're completely different. Like our sounds are just, I can sort of emulate him, but he just has a whole different style to me. His phrasing is way different too. Like when I do Paralyzed, I phrase all of the vocals in a completely different way to how Chris usually did them. Okay. So you hear like the original track compared to my original cover when I auditioned to the band, and it sounds completely different. I just couldn't wrap my head around his phrasing. I was like, I'm going to do it my way. And
you have to. You always got to make it your own, man. Like that's what makes a great cover song.
Yeah. When it can't just be exactly the same. Like, what's the point?
You're not that person. You're not. Yeah, exactly right. And even especially when you're doing vocals, your meaning for that song is going to be completely different to when they wrote it and stuff like that. So your approach, your mindset's going to be different to the whole thing.
Yeah, 100%. It's really cool when we did this cover to see the side by side.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, we should be posting it probably next week or so.
Yeah, cool. Is that going to be getting done at Nowherefest?
Yeah, and we're actually going to grab. Cool. We're actually going to bring Chris up, and we're going to do the nice. 2 microphones. He's going to do a verse. I'm going to do a verse. We kind of work together on the chorus. It's going to be fun.
Mad.
Yeah, nice. It's always nice when when someone's left a band and you can still be like cool about the whole thing. I think it's a lot of the time people, get this thing about it. It's like, oh, I'm not in that band anymore, so like I gotta like separate from it. It's
like an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Like I said, it's that weird relationship.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'd never even met him before I joined the band, and then I remember one time we were just having beers at Jake's place, and then Jake was like, I think Chris is going to come around. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know if this was going to be awkward or weird. And he's like literally the nicest guy in the whole world. He just rocks up and just wants to be everyone's friend. I was like, this guy's cool as. So yeah, we worked on some vocals yesterday, and he's a super cool guy. I think he's got a couple are you in the other project that he's got, Jake? I'm not sure if that's really moving much.
He asked me about it. I haven't heard anything about it, but
okay, right.
I told him I'd do it with him.
Yeah. Yeah,
awesome. So. That's so cool though. Like it's yeah. I mean, it's nice to be able to have that and not have any drama around that sort of stuff. I think it's very easy for there to be a lot of drama about stuff. If you're in Southeast Queensland, you've probably seen some of that a bit lately anyway.
Yeah.
With certain stuff and that's one of the things for me. Like, I used to live down in Sydney, moved up here a few years ago, and it was one of the best things about it for me has just been if I get a sniff of drama in a situation, I'm old enough and wise enough and ugly enough now to just go, no.
Yeah,
I'm just distancing myself from that. I'm not commenting on it. I'm not talking to anyone about it like that's involved. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just no, it's not my circus, not my monkeys. I am just gonna they're gonna handle it. I'm just not gonna comment on it because it sucks. I hate to see it because it just
the exact same.
It doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anyone, and I understand why people are wanting to express their frustrations with the situation. I get that. I'm not taking a shit on anyone about that, right? But I just, at the end of the day, like, I really don't know any of these people well enough to have a say or have an input on it. So it's like, I don't care. Not picking sides in it or anything. It's just not worth it. But that's nice to see, though, that you guys are able to, like, do some stuff together like that and you're going to get him up on stage for it. Like, it's such a cool thing to do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that's going to be awesome.
I don't think there's ever really been any, as far as I know, bad blood with him or anything. I think when he left, he was just like, don't have the passion for it right now.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's it.
But again,
that's a grown-up thing to say.
Yeah, it's so important to be able to do that and just be like, look, I would love to keep doing it, or but I don't. It's just not working with my schedule anymore, or I just don't have the passion to do this these days, and I don't want it to disrupt what you guys are trying to do. Yeah. So I'm going to step back. You guys can do what you want to do. You can keep all the material. You can do whatever. Like, that's awesome. That's just such a mature way to do it. And I think it's just more of that from people in the scene, please. Like,
yes, I fucking totally agree.
You know,
hate dramas, dude.
Yeah,
that's it. It's already hard enough. Like, you know, getting shows and doing shows and stuff like that, and then when you isolate yourself, when you fuck around or isolate yourself from literal bands, and you're like, I refuse to play with those people. It just fucks you up in the long run.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it just shows that you're not a professional.
Yeah.
Like if I go to book you, if I'm a promoter and I want to do something and I book the both of you and you say if they're on the bill I'm not playing, well then guess what? I'm never booking you again.
Yeah.
This looks it makes you hard to deal with.
Well, that's it.
Drama you don't want.
It costs you exactly nothing to be a decent person.
And that's it. Well, but even then, even if you don't want to be a decent person, or just don't fucking say anything. Go there, play your set, and even be straight with the promoter. Just be like, look, man, look, we're going to come. We're probably just going to play the set and go. But here's the reasons why.
Yeah,
we don't want to cause any dramas, but we're going to remain professional in the whole thing. We'll be in and out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not the promoter's job to mitigate your drama and
100%.
Sort it out yourself.
So you mentioned you'd sort of not really been playing a lot of gigs while you guys were working on this EP. So how long since the last time you guys were on stage?
Fuck, I don't even know.
Yeah, I think as Glora, we haven't played.
I don't think Glora hasn't played.
Oh shit!
Wow.
I think it's been. I guess it's hard to get your name out there when you don't have a lot of new material, you know. You have 2 singles that are quite old, comparing it to bands that are either a little bit more active in the scene already playing shows or people who are actively releasing music. There's you just don't really have something to sell yourself with until you've got something new out, I find. I'm hoping this new EP, I'm not hoping, I'm pretty certain this new EP will, and this next show will put our name on the map a bit more around Brisbane.
Yeah, good.
It'll definitely get us way more active.
100%. Yep.
That's good. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the name a lot more because I kind of popped up and I'm like, I've not heard of that one yet. Like I've been in and around
for a while,
but yeah, like I'm looking forward to it. Like trying to get. I know it can be like you hit a bit of a snag on something, it slows your momentum down, and then you're like, fuck, trying to get it going again is just a nightmare. It can be a struggle. Like I've got 2 bands at the moment that I'm in, and it's just everyone's schedules being what they are and everything. It's like getting to do anything is such a hassle. I'm just like, you know, for me it's been probably about 18 months since I played a show, since I was on stage with any band, and I'm just like, it's literally like I fucking it's literal depression, like feeling that like creeping in, and just like it saps your energy and your motivation, and when stuff's not happening, it's trying to get that. So it's a struggle. It's a struggle to make stuff happen, you know. But I think I'm glad to see you guys are making it happen again, and hopefully this gig, is there much more? So obviously you guys are playing Nowherefest on June 14th. Is there like more gigs that you've got lined up after that at the moment? Is this just kind of like we're just going to do this one and then see what's what from there?
I think we're trying to get more shows.
We'll
whatever's happening. If people want us, we'll fucking do it.
No, that's the thing. It's like once you have the EP and stuff like that, and you're doing the promoting stuff, then you'll have a bit of, here you go, this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
that's it. Well, you know, you'll have the EP, you'll have some live footage you can pair with it, and you can start putting things out there.
Post more on the socials. And...
If you're doing the whole EP, pick your favorite one, splice that all together with your footage from Nowherefest, and there's your first video.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nice and cheap.
Yeah,
I think the main thing is just, there was obviously the gap with no vocalist, and I think the guys were pretty quiet in that period. I think they did the whole new EP in that period, so that was great. But then as soon as we got me in, for example, if we were to play a live show straight away, we'd only have the 2 singles, and then we'd have to do. We didn't have any, lyrics for the new songs. We had to wait for that to all be written, and then once that was written and we recorded it, it all changed again. And I think it was just also juggling the recording, the writing with obviously trying to stay active on social media. A little bit hard to kind of juggle that, but now that it's done, I think we can really focus on just making sure that our name is getting around.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, developing the material is important too. You know, it's you can't just sort of like, you know, write the first set of lyrics for it and go, yep, cool, that's done. Like you need to see how it sits. You need to see how they flow together. You've got to take your time with it. See how see how the lyrics and the vocals inspire other changes in the music as well.
Yeah,
just how, you know. And I know there's a point where it can go too far, obviously, but you know, it's important to just let it cook. You know, is the thing. I think
that's exactly it.
There's, you know, as exciting as it is to get out there, like I see a lot of, you know, and obviously you guys are not falling into this category necessarily, but like I've seen so many like young bands where they're like kind of 18, 19-year-olds and they're so desperate to get out there on stage.
Yeah.
That they're writing songs and they've got like a half a dozen songs and then they throw like 2 or 3 covers in the set.
Yeah.
And then they're like trying to jump up there and play shows, and I'm like, cool. I dig that energy. Just cook the material for a few months more first. You know, like really let it go. Like workshop it, play it. You know, try and play it for a few different people. Try and play it for some trusted friends or you know, people that you can whose opinions you value. You know, or even just play it for a while as a band.
Yeah.
You know, because you'll come up with ideas randomly. You'll be like, what if I did this way? Or once you've got it to muscle memory where you don't have to think about what you're doing so much, you can go, all right, well, now I can do this as well, or I can try this instead. Yeah. And it just gives you time to do those ideas and just fill in the gaps a little bit and do all those little details that really...
Yeah, just glue the songs together a bit more.
Yeah, it really brings a song to life.
Yeah. That was a great thing about our producer. He was just such an awesome dude to bounce stuff on. And there were so many times like in these songs where he would just let us know straight up. He's like, guys, this isn't working. This needs to change.
Yeah.
I think we should do this. And we'd be like, all right, let's discuss it as a band. And there was some parts where we were like, you know, half of us didn't really agree. But we worked with him, and the more that he listened to the songs, he was like, this is working, this is not working, you need to change this, we should work on this.
Hey mate, they're his songs now as well, you know.
Yeah,
like
100%.
They're released under his name. So.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing, you know, like when you work with someone that takes pride in their work, your end product is going to reflect on them.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're going to give you the best work.
Yeah, and Kalen was great too because he just cares. You know?
Yeah. And we're like, it's really good that it made us so much more confident in the EP because he's really proud of the EP. Like he said to us when he finishes, he's like, this is the best mix I've ever done, and you guys need to market this right because this could be really good. And we were like, okay, shit. Well, he does a lot of mixing, and he's in his own band, which is a really incredible band called the Stranger. They're like a
band.
Yeah, prog metal band. They're insane. You listen to them and you're just like, you don't understand how they're not bigger than they are. But for that to come from him, you're just like, wow, okay, this must actually be some good shit.
Yeah.
So
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I'm really excited.
Yeah, like that's a lot of pressure from him on you guys as well. But
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it is.
It helps us kind of get shit in line and be like, all right, he's right. He knows what he's doing.
Lots of fire
we need
under
to learn what we're
eyes.
doing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good if he gets everyone going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. Obviously there's the EPs there that's been worked on, that's been, you know, written, recorded, getting ready to release that one.
Yep.
Is there like more material that's being worked on? Is there stuff that you've got banked up in the background that you're sort of preparing to now go, all right, we've got this done. Let's look at maybe like singles or album or another EP or...
I think we're going to shoot for an album next, but yeah, and we have started writing again.
Yeah.
We've probably got... Obviously nothing's finished, but I think like already another 3 or 4 sort of happening. Mm-hmm. And that's really just sort of the start of it. I think we're gonna shoot for a full length next.
Nice.
I hate to think about how expensive that's going to get.
I think it might be a little while away.
I think you do what a lot of people are doing now is and write a full length, but record it in bits and pieces and just release it in bits and pieces so you can stay relevant in the algorithm.
Yeah, I think that's the go.
Because you release an album now, you'll drop it in one day, and there's another 100,000 plus songs that come out in that day too.
Yeah,
and we don't. There's only so much you can promote something that's already been out for a while. We can't do the same thing we've done where we release 2 singles and then go quiet for 2 years because we're just going to fall into the same hole and no gigs, no relevance. We need the singles to keep coming out.
Yeah,
and I mean, you see a lot of
so many bands now just working off of singles, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, I've seen like King Parrot, for example, a few other bands. They've been doing this. I don't know if you call it new, but a newer way of releasing, where they'll put out a single, then they'll put out the next single 3 months later, and by the end of the year, they put out 4 singles, and then the last song they release it as like an album altogether, and you're like, oh wow, okay, that was actually just one big huge project.
Yeah,
that they
waterfall
released over the
release.
span of a year.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think what was it I was saying? Basically, it was. Yeah, that waterfall release strategy, but I think the suggestion is each time you do it, you're basically, so single 1 comes out, it's just the song, right? Single 2, the second song releases, you release that as a single, but then it's got the second track, which is the original track again. Same digital ID number and everything, so it's the same track. But the new track being on that one gets that back in the algorithm, and then it links together and it starts getting more plays again. And then you sort of continue that on. So each time you're expanding,
layering it.
You're basically just getting that benefit each time. But it's look, it's tricky to do, and it's hard enough when you've got so much stuff coming out.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, my thing about that is
saturated already.
My thing with that is I get really funny about the idea of releasing or having something that's an album where everything where the songs were recorded at different times. I just get something about, man, maybe it's just one of my weird idiosyncrasies, but I look at it and I'm like, yeah, but if you didn't record it all, if you recorded the guitars in some of them were here, and then 3 weeks later you did some more of them, and then 3 weeks later you did some more of them, and you're not in a place where that setup is just staying there.
Yeah.
How are you going to make sure that it all sounds the same? How can you guarantee that it's not, the settings are going to be a bit different, and so your levels are going to be a bit different here and there, and then getting the levels matched across everything's going to be a struggle and a thing. And I mean, I'm sure there's people that are much smarter and much more experienced with the process than I am that
bands have written albums while they've been touring.
Yeah.
So it's not like
but there's writing and then there's proper recording too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about writing necessarily. Okay. He'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back.
Listen, don't fuck you guys.
Yeah, I'm out.
But it's that's just one of my things about it. Like I said, I'm sure the people that that know what they're doing know how to make it work.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Get it?
That's a whole fucking other art.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
And engineering.
Well, I mean, really, if you're doing everything digital now and you're not running anything through analog, I mean, it could. If you have a really good laptop now and some good audio interfaces, I can imagine you could pretty much do a whole album.
Yeah.
And then just go in recording booths, as long as you get the right recording booths, you basically for the vocals.
Yeah, basically, I know, if you look at a band like Meshuggah, for example, I know they just plug their guitars straight in to the door.
Yeah.
And everything is in the system. So, okay, cool. That's easy. You just make sure you're using the same guitar and click it in and off you go.
Hello.
That's right. Yeah.
Really sorry, guys. My
you're all good.
computer just died on me.
All good.
Oh.
But I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess.
I think it is easier now, especially with digital, because then you don't have you way less variation in the different sounds, and especially that's why front of house dudes love all the digital amps and stuff now. It's just straight in. Don't have to. Doesn't have to warm up.
A lot of those
every time.
The younger ones that use it love it.
Yeah. It's a lot of that's it. There's 2 types of front of house guys. There's the ones that love it and embrace it, and there's the ones that want to shoot you in the face when you say you're running a digital rig.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It just makes their life easier, though. Really, when you think about it, you just plug it in, go. That's it.
I think sometimes people are just uncomfortable with new things and would rather go with what they know.
That's the thing, though. You've taken their ability away to fiddle with the buttons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do if I can't fiddle?
They can still
the
fiddle on their
things?
desk. That's fine. It's like, yeah. But I look, it's it's a catch-22. I mean, I know Kyle's been, on and off about the use of real amps versus digital.
Oh yeah, look, I understand it as far as touring artists and stuff go, but there's just something about it when you have it. I know, like being on stage. Yeah, I think you. Do you miss a lot on stage, Raff? You run this stuff?
I mean, we run all like digital in-ears. It's everything. For us, it's fine. But the only problem we've ever encountered was when there's a weird front of house setup. That's all.
Okay.
We had a gig
do you
once.
lose anything on stage? Like
I don't think so. Well, like I said, we've all got our in-ears, so we don't.
See, I've never run in-ears, so like I guess because I relied so heavily on the stage sound.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'd be missing something.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're not running in-ears, then yeah, it's probably a benefit to still have the thing. But again, if you've got foldbacks and stuff there, you're pretty okay. Yeah. No, the only time we ever ran into any dramas with it was when we played Wallapalooza a couple of years back. There was a weird setup to the speakers versus the stage, so there was like a bit of a dead zone between where the actual front of house speakers were and when the barrier was for the stage. So if you were in that space, you wouldn't. All you could hear was like the drums, and that's it. You couldn't, like, fucking bass was running direct through front of house, guitars were running direct through front of house, like, So that was an awkward setup. That was an awkward setup though. But I mean, you just got to be prepared. Just make sure you're running through a DI or have a second output that you can run to an amp somewhere. That's why I've just got my little fucking, like, a very, very small compact bass head that I take with me anyway to gigs so that I can still, if they need to still get a stage signal, I can do that. But it's, yeah. So what sort of looking through like the rest of this year, I mean, what do you guys think that kind of looks like for you? Obviously the release and of the EP, hopefully some more shows.
Yep.
But I mean, is there, have you kind of given any thought about looking for, maybe heading down to Sydney and playing something?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. As many shows as anyone wants to offer us, I'm sure we'll take everything.
That's the way. That's what you got to do. As soon as the CP's out, that's what you got to do, at least for the next 6 months.
Yeah. I want to do
any show you can get.
Want to do some like playthroughs as well. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just some like drum playthroughs and guitar playthroughs and stuff like that. Just more stuff for like content to put online and everything as well.
Yeah, it's mainly going to be our years, just with the release, really focus on promo, marketing, branding, getting the name out there.
Yeah.
And then with that will come more shows. And hopefully by the end of the year, I don't know, maybe we at least have another single ready. I don't know if it'll come out.
Yeah.
But...
Yep, that's all you can do. All you can do is plan. Like, at least, like, what is it? Plan to fail or...
Failure to prepare is preparing to fail, basically.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Yeah.
At least if you have the goal there, you got something to aim for, and there's a drive there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, I mean, granted, I haven't heard the new stuff, but from what I've heard of the older stuff, like, I think that stuff would play really well down in Sydney.
Okay.
I think there's if you were to get on with the right bands, I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
Gossica would like check out Gossica, even Loner. I reckon Loner would be pretty good. Pretty good with a band called Loner.
Yeah,
from Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah, Gossica. I reckon he would go really good with Gossica.
I know that's like me and our drummer. We play in another band, and they're keen to take us on to go down to Canberra later on in the year, I think.
Yeah, Canberra's good, man. Like, it's been a long time since I've been down there, but when I was living in Sydney, I would frequently just go to Canberra for shows.
Yeah.
Because
it sounds like it's all happening over there.
They got 2 venues now, so it's a basement and somewhere else.
Because it was kind of like just really one main venue in Canberra that did metal shows kind of all the time. And so it was like the spot, it was kind of everyone would kind of go there. So it was pretty jumping most of the time.
Was it called the Basso or something?
Yeah, the Basso, yeah. I played there so many times in various bands, and like I said, I would go down very frequently just to go to gigs down there.
Yeah.
So much so at one point, you know, people that were in the scene down there were asking me if I'd moved down there. So
right.
It's you know, look, it helps when I had like mates I could stay with and didn't have to pay for hotels and shit. But it was just such a it's a great spot down there. Like they, you know, and the venue was in a bit of a rough way, but they you know, some new owners came in and revamped it and put a lot of work into making that venue something really, really special. So it's
awesome. I've only heard good things about it.
At least the last time I was down there, it was really good. So yeah, I mean, if your other band is you know, in sort of looking at going down there, I think why not? You know, if you can take Glora down there as well, do that. Maybe try and tee up a Sydney show on the way, so you can like hit them both out in the same weekend or something. That's like, that'd be really good. But like, the Canberra crowd as well, I think could be really, really, really into you guys. Like the Canberra crowd loves it. Like they're usually pretty good. They're pretty.
They just come out for the sake of coming out.
Yeah, they like a broad spectrum. You know, like even though they might have preferences for certain subgenres, they're very, very much like, oh yeah, it's a metal show, cool. Like I'll fucking go. And they just they're very open to like pretty much any kind of heavy or alternative music, because it's a bit like a kind of the way those regional towns will kind of just like come out for anything that's on, because there's not always a lot of stuff happening. You know, Canberra is a kind of a big regional town in that way when it comes to metal shows. So it's really, really good. But yeah, I think you guys would do great down there. So that'd be awesome. And you know, I'm sure Kyle would love the opportunity to see you guys live in Sydney at some point as well.
Yeah, if you need any connection, like someone to talk to down here, we'll talk after the stream.
That'd be great. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, Kyle's got some hookups with a few venues down in Sydney, and I mean, we both know a ton of bands from around that way.
Thanks.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
So just so where is the best place for people to keep up with you guys? What's the main platform you guys are sort of posting? I mean, that's not very active at the moment, but like...
Yeah. Definitely Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Instagram, Facebook, yep.
All right. Well, that's rad. Well, we are going to have links down in the description to everything that's going on, as well as tickets. We'll have a link for tickets for Nowherefest down in that description too. So make sure, if you haven't got your tickets yet and you're thinking about it, go and get them. They're like, what, $40, and you're getting a whole day of bands. You know, I'm not familiar with the venue, Amore Events in West End, but
I think they switched it recently, so I'll be interested to see it though.
It was, I think it was originally supposed to be Mansfield. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I'm keen to check out Amore Events in West End, see what's going on there. The lineup's going to be incredible. I'm going to be out and about. It's 2 days before my fucking birthday, so I'm going to be trying to have a good time.
Awesome.
And yeah, look, I think it's going to be really awesome. Like I said, we are going to have links down in the description to everything these guys have going on. So make sure you go and check it out. We will, of course, have Get in the Bin and the Quick Question Quarter coming on the weekend as well. So make sure you stick around on the channel. Hit subscribe if you had a good time with us. I feel like this was a good one. Like, you know, if you had a good time with us today, and if regardless, give the video a like. If you didn't, downvote the shit out of it. This has been great. It's been so great chatting to Jake and Brock from Glora. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone who's watched this far,
thanks for having us on.
You guys are absolute legends. And take care of yourself and your mates. And we'll catch you guys next time. Stay cool.
Absolutely. See you later, guys.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell down there. It helps the channel grow. We are still a fairly young channel, and we like to try and grow our audience all over the world. We do also, for those of you who are interested, have a Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. At the moment, you get all the videos early and ad-free, but we are working on ways to increase the value of that and make it a bit more enticing. So don't forget to keep an eye out and check back on what's going on over there. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.